Hi, it's me again for the last time. So this will be my, excuse me, my final reflection for my coding cast experience. Um, so I know I know it's coming really late. I know we're in June, and it was supposed to end May 30th, but I couldn't really get to my final reflection because A, my project that I was working on isn't wasn't finished, and B, I also had exams to worry about. So unfortunately, I let CAS skirt a bit, but I'll change the finishing date to today. Um, so okay, so I just want to start off by saying that the project that I was working on um, actually ended up failing because there were so many bugs. Well, there were like I tried looking at tutorials on how to fix them and things like that, but then there were like these really small bugs that I couldn't find a tutorial to, and I even asked some friends, and I couldn't, and even they couldn't see like what the problem was, um, or the friends that were available. Because, for example, I was going to ask Schwinn, but he's actually in the Carnegie Mellon right now, giving a performance. Props to him. That's amazing. But yeah, I still had a lot of fun doing the project. I learned a lot of different things, and I'm hoping to revisit it in the future, maybe over summer, maybe another time, to see what I could have done better, or figure out what I did wrong and how to fix it. Um, I have had I have had a lot of fun learning how to code in Python, even though I've only scratched the surface of Python as a coding language. But right now, I think the next steps for me are probably going to start going into JavaScript and things like that because there's just a lot more tutorials and things like that on how to use it, its applications, and it's just from what I've heard and what I've seen, it's a much more user friendly interface. So I think the next steps are definitely going to be me sort of moving into JavaScript and then doing some challenges and things like that. There's this YouTube channel called The Coding Train who does coding challenges and tutorials on by using JavaScript and shows you how to make modules, which are kind of like apps, you could say. Well, modules are like small segments of an app. So you got like authentication or web queries, so like querying a data set or things like that. And then those are the modules, and then the app is the overarching. So the app is kind of like the the tree roots, and then the modules are kind of like the branches, basically. I think that's a good analogy. But yeah, just I'm just going to address my learning outcomes. The first one is to demonstrate that challenges have been undertaken, developing new skills in the process. Coding in itself is a very difficult discipline to take on, especially because it's so big in terms of all the languages it has and also in terms of all the applications it can have. And that's extremely challenging considering that I haven't had any coding experience beforehand. Um, so, yeah, I think the skills that I've developed is now I'm able to code in Python relatively well, I would say, for someone at my level. Like, I would know how to solve a few problems, but then, like, just to reiterate, I've only scratched the surface of what I've been dealing with. And the second one is show commitment to and perseverance in CAS experiences. So, commitment and perseverance. I've tried to keep my coding time as frequent as possible. So I try about 30 minutes to an hour a day. I know that that's not a lot, but considering like the amount of work I had in the last 2 weeks, it was very difficult. I managed to do some during exam week as well, which I'm really proud of. But I think that does demonstrate my commitment and perseverance in this CAS experience because if you don't, it's really like everything, like practicing piano or practicing wakeboarding or practicing rugby. If you don't practice it, then you won't get better at it. And I think that I have done that. Um, so yeah, I just want to say it's been a very fun experience. I've really enjoyed myself. I've learned a lot as well. And then, just to say again, my next steps is probably going into different coding languages and trying out different tutorials. Yeah, so this has been my final reflection for coding, and I guess this is me signing out. Bye.